The AL West is on absolute fire right now. Reigning AL Cy Young winner Robbie Ray and the Seattle Mariners are finalizing a 5-year, $150 million contract with the opt-out after the third season. After finding his stride in Toronto, Robbie Ray had an amazing season. Robbie Ray ended up going 13-7 with a 2.84 ERA for the Blue Jays, leading the AL in ERA, innings pitched, strikeouts, and WHIP. This is a nice pickup for the Mariners as they finished 90-72, surprising most of the Major League Baseball last year as they weren't regarded as being one of the top teams. But now with Ray being their ace, they're going to go ahead and take another step forward. One criticism that Robbie Ray is going to have next year is if he's going to be able to repeat last year's success or he's going to go revert back into the old pitcher he was with Arizona. For Toronto, they already replaced Robbie Ray by signing Kevin Gausman earlier, and they will get a draft pick compensation for Robbie Ray signing with the Mariners. So overall, it turned out good for both sides. This move, I believe, kind of came out of nowhere and surprised a lot of people, myself included. But if you really think about it, with the AL West up for grabs, the Mariners see an opportunity to take over that division with the Astros losing a couple players. The Angels are still needing starting pitching. The Rangers have made a couple moves, but they're still ways behind from contending in that division. And the Athletics losing a couple players as well, and I don't see them really spending any money this offseason. So the division is up for grabs, and the Mariners are trying to take a step forward to take that division. The Rangers see the Mariners making moves, and they up them right away by signing Corey Seager to a 10-year, $325 million contract. Seeger lands a massive deal, creating a duel with middle infielders between Seeger and Marcus Semien, probably the two best available middle infielders there was on the market this offseason. So good for the Rangers to lock up that middle half of the diamond. Now we know the history with 10-year contracts. The likelihood of that contract paying off is pretty high, considering Corey Seager has a lot of other issues with his health. His defense isn't that great, but no doubt about it, that bat is going to stick. I'm sure he's going to be a great hitter for multiple years to come. We're just going to see if he's able to stay healthy and maybe somehow improve that defense, whether or he switches over to third base, because I don't believe he's a shortstop long term. So Dodgers fans be concerned? No, I believe not. They already had Trey Turner as a backup. Of course, it sucks to see a fan favorite Corey Seager leave, but at the end of the day, it is a business. I don't think they were willing to give Corey Seager that money. I don't think it would have been a good idea for the Dodgers either. They already have a lot of salary tied up to the players, with more players willing to be getting paid soon. So for right now, I think it was a correct move for the Dodgers to pass. We'll see if they make any other moves later on. Well, this move certainly helps the Rangers. They need to do a couple more moves. Their lineup still isn't that great besides the top two. They got a couple pieces here and there, but it's nothing spectacular. And they also need some more pitching. So we'll see if they make a couple more moves. Rumors are that they're still not done, so they've been hot lately, so you never know. Maybe another move's coming today or tomorrow. The last major move that happened this morning actually was the Tigers signing Javy Baez to a 6-year, $140 million contract. The contract includes a opt-out after the second year and a limited no-trade clause to 10 teams. Shortstop has been a necessity for the Tigers. Everyone was speculating that Carlos Correa would possibly land with the Detroit Tigers just because of his connection with AJ Hinch. It turned out not to be true. They ended up going after Javy Baez, which maybe they got scared away by the big price tag that Corey Seager just set, because you're probably looking like Carlos Correa is probably going to get $300 million also. So maybe they went a little cheaper route, ended up going after Javy Baez, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but he's still a pretty solid overall player. Detroit Tigers were the second worst of getting production out of a shortstop, so getting Javy Baez overall would help them tremendously. Even though he's not wasn't the best available shortstop, he is a very big upgrade over what already they had. While Javy Baez's offensive numbers aren't as great as the other available shortstops, one part he brings a big part of his game is defensively. He's one of the best defensive shortstops in the game. With his defense, he'll be able to help Tigers with his defensive run saves category. Another thing that Baez brings is that swagger. He likes to have fun, so he's definitely going to make the Tigers a little bit more entertaining to watch this year. Does this put the Tigers at the top of the division? I believe not yet, but I believe they've made pretty solid moves this offseason. We'll see if they got something else up their sleeve. But as far as right now, I still have the White Sox ahead of them but the Tigers are moving in the right direction. I'm going to talk about two other minor moves that occurred. The White Sox signed Kendall Graveman to a 3-year, $24 million contract. So good for the White Sox picking up another reliever. I mean, that gives us more indication that maybe Craig Kimbrel is going to end up getting traded. To who, I'm not sure because he has a massive contract, but it seems like he's on the way out. Speaking of on the way out, the Cubs signed Yon Gomes to a 2-year, $13 million contract. So does that mean that Wilson Contreas is on the way out too? Because it sure seems like it by the Cubs signing another catcher. So keep an eye out on the trade market. We'll see if Wilson Contreras ends up getting traded, as he's already taken to Twitter to share his thoughts on the situation of Cubs signing Yon Gomes. So stay tuned for that. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a like. Go ahead and comment below on your thoughts on the signings. Maybe try to predict what's the next signing we're going to see, if we're even going to see one, because the lockout is supposed to probably be happening tomorrow. It doesn't look like the players are going to agree on a deal. So we'll see if we get any more late signings today, but I don't really expect too much more. Don't forget to subscribe for more baseball videos.